Do-it-yourself estate planning. It might seem like a quick and easy solution, but it can lead to costly mistakes. Today, I'm joined by the hugely experienced estate planning attorney, Deidre Von Rock of Von Rock Law in San Francisco, who's going to highlight the common pitfalls and how to avoid them. So, Deidre, why do you think some people try to do their own wills or trusts online?
100% because they don't want to pay a lawyer. They think it's too expensive. But the thing is, if you're sick, you go to a doctor, you pay a doctor. If you have a hole in your roof, you pay a contractor and you have that fixed. Same thing with a lawyer, but arguably even more so. Estate planning in particular is an intersection of 4 kinds of law, and it is not something you can Google or do on yourself with much success.
Yes, it's very, very true. People look at things like estate planning and think, "Oh, I'm sure I could do it myself," and that way madness lies. What's the most common thing people get wrong with DIY estate planning?
They simply don't understand it. And let's say they're going to do a trust. They don't understand necessarily that you need to fund the trust in order for the trust to have any efficacy. So if you just set up a trust, but then don't fund any of your assets into it, your trust is worthless.
Right, and a mistake in your will or your trust can cause big problems later, can't they?
It is, and honestly, attorneys make way more money when you DIY it because we have to go back and fix everything. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit like cutting your own hair. You're eventually going to end up going to a hairdresser's and paying for it in the long run. So, please. For those people that have chosen this route, how would they even know if their documents are legally valid?
Well, you don't know what you don't know, right? So if you decide you're going to do a will and you sign it correctly and you have it witnessed as you should, maybe it's a valid document, but that doesn't mean the terms you put in there are correct or enforceable. So you may have a valid document, but whether it's going to be any good to you is a big question.
Yes, and you're probably going to leave behind a mountain of problems for your family, which is kind of the tragedy there. Saving a few dollars early on can cause, huge amounts of money having to be spent, time wasted, trying to put things right. Deidre, thanks very much for sharing the risks of DIY estate planning. And to make sure your plan truly protects your loved ones, you can speak to Deidre and her team at Von Rock Law. The contact details for the firm are in the description below this video. Deidre, thanks again for your time, and we'll see you in the next video.
Thanks, Dominic.